Hey people, so I'm back with a vlog this time, not an illustrational video, a vlog for the Illustrator's diary. This is the diary that I actually share all my feelings and thoughts when it comes to this whole journey. Sounds so long, but this journey that I'm having as an illustrative artist. And the thing that I'm not going to discuss is the fact that there are so many e-commerce platforms for artists. I mean, there are so many ways that people can go and sell their art and make sure that they are known, make sure that the business keeps going, it stays profitable, and it's just this big maze. I cannot make my eyes any wider, but it really feels like a maze to me. And of course, me having, starting this business now I haven't been on this for long, but starting the business, I definitely am a person that wants to explore things. So I have seen all the different platforms. I'm dabbling in certain ones, but there are certain points that I had to take into account and really, have to narrow down my choices so that I still have the overview, that I still have the control over it. Of course, control is not everything because I cannot have everything under control, but at least have the feeling that I know what I'm doing, that you know where you are, you know what you're doing, and more importantly, that I know to whom I'm appealing to. Because that, first of all, is one of the points that I really, have a question about that, because most platforms like Etsy and Sold Story, not to say anything bad about it, let me just say that at first, this is not a rant video. This is not the type of energy that we want to put out. This is not the type of energy that I want to put out. So, these are just examples. E-commerce platforms for artists, because there are so many different type of people coming to these platforms that all have different interests or mixed interests, variated interests, affiliated interests, you name it, it's out there. It becomes really hard for an artist to see specifically who likes the work and why they like the work, and if this person really is is a fan, or just somebody just stumbled in and they saw this piece of art and they're like, oh, I like that, and decide to buy it. It's really hard to really connect to people themselves. Now, mind you, a lot of platforms will give the opportunity for people to comment, to give compliments and everything else, but it does not really give you the ability to connect with the people. And that's, of course, important in any business that you're doing. It doesn't matter if you're an artist, you connect with the people that buy your product or your service. So there's a point where I put my question mark, because it is such a big platform and it's just a big pool of people. It helps to categorize your work. That, of course, will help you get to the people that specifically go for that category. But then again, it's a sea of people and customers that come in, and you do not know why, how, when, whatever, it's not visible. So that is for me a point where I really put my question mark, and I'm like, maybe I want to be more closer to the people. Maybe I really want to have that bond with the people so that they can see, I'm putting out the work and there's no middleman into that. So that's the first point that I have. That's the first point that I'm actually consciously thinking about, what is it that I'm doing. So the second point, number 2, the second point that I'm having is, the fact that it's like the chicken and the egg story. Who came first? Was it the chicken or was it the egg? And why I use that as something that to describe this platform. Sometimes it's hard for me to see if the artists and the visitors support the platform, or that the platform supports the artists and the visitors. So that sometimes for me is hard to see. If they're really, what comes first? And every platform will, of course, give the guarantee that the people that come there are the people that come first. The people that sell their art, the articles will come first. The people that sell their products will come first, etc., etc. The same thing for the visitors. But without the visitors and without the artists, there's really no platform. So, and without the platform, it feels like the artists maybe don't have their own platform to build on and to stand on. So it makes you dependent. I think that is the thing that that's the word I'm looking for. It makes you very dependent upon a platform that's offered by a third party. And it makes you very dependable on that, because first of all, your visitors will go to that platform to buy the products. Yes, you have your own website, and with time you will grow enough, you will grow your audience so that they will be knowledgeable enough to go to your website or maybe to go to other platforms that you have. But at first, where you build it is of course a place where you start. So if you start building your audience on, for instance, an Etsy or another platform, that's where it will start. So to transform that or to get that shift maybe to your own website is going to be, I wouldn't say difficult, nothing is impossible, but it's going to take a lot more effort, because people, let's be honest about it, people have their habits. So to change somebody's habit, it's going to take some time. It's going to take a long time if you have a big, pool of people. So the third, I'm trying not to put my middle finger first. So the third thing that really comes to my mind when it comes to these e-commerce platforms is these costs and these fees. Yeah, so these costs and these fees. Now, understandable, they have to sustain the business as well. They have to offer this platform, of course, that will be able to promote them on social media. They will be able to give a good service so that the work is presentable and is presented to the taste of the artist, and etc., etc., etc. I understand that clearly. But still, it was a long pause. But still, it somewhere it doesn't feel authentic. I think that, of course, yeah, I'm speaking from the artist point of view. You put so much work and effort into it, a lot of effort into it, just hoping that, not hoping, you desire your progress and your development, just so that for an extra service or an extra feature, or for the pro version, you have to pay this extra fee or listing cost or etc., etc. I think it can be a maze, and then eventually you start to get into the program and get into the whole thing of it, and in the long run it might help you or not. That's a decision that you have to make yourself. But it is something that I do put a question mark, like the costs, the fees. Of course, they're all businesses, I understand that, and they have to make money too, and they want us to have nice pictures and nice presentable things. But then again, the nice pictures come from us, the nice things come from us meaning the artists. So yeah, I think it would I mind it if I really had like an agent that says, well, you know what, I'm gonna take a certain percentage from the profit, and then the rest you can have, then I think I would be, I don't know if I would mind that more, because you specifically have that agent for promoting and publicizing your work to art buyers, to real connections and art buyers. Now you just, like I said in the first point, you're swimming into this pool of people that all come there, and you just have to figure out who is coming for what and why are they coming for, and what is it that they love, what is it that they are attracted to. So would I question it if it was an agent asking me a percentage of the money or not? I don't think I would question it that much, because then I would know that that agent really is sitting there for a specific target group, and a specific target group that has a certain taste that you have more relation to and more know of, and also really extending that service to someone else who's now dealing with the whole thing, so that you can focus on being an artist. So yeah, in this case, you're still being the artist and still being the one who has to promote the work, which brings me to 4. That's just part of the business. It's just part of the business. We have to promote ourselves. It might not seem that way, but I am not the type of person that likes to be in the public eye. I know it's the biggest contrast ever. I do not like to be in the public eye. So why are you on YouTube, my little family? But I am not the type of person that likes to be in the public eye. And for an artist to put the work out, you're going to be in the public eye. You're going to be on scrutiny. People will say something about you. The moment your work is out there, it's there to be criticized, whether it's good or bad, But that's not my point. The fact that you as an artist have to put in the work, not only on your art, not only on the product that you're putting out, but also on the marketing and publicizing it and making it known and letting your name be echoed, as I like to say it, so that your name has an echo, so that, when your name is being said, then it transfers itself into space, into the whole space. You're still doing the work. You're still doing all the work. So when you are on a platform like that, excuse me if I'm saying it wrong, it's something that I'm putting my question mark at, but it does feel that you're doing the work twice. Like you're doing the work for yourself, but you're also doing the work for the platform, because you are on that platform. So anything that you promote from that platform will also bring the eye to the platform, the attention to the platform as well. So it's a double-edged sword that you just can't get around. You can't get around it, and it is something that I just I think about that a lot. Like, yeah, but I'm also promoting them and this and that. So that's definitely a point that I hold also in the back of my mind. Like, yeah, I'm on that platform, or I've been on that platform, but with everything you do, you have to say I'm on platform X. So there you can find my work. And again, because that is a platform and people know it to be that platform, it can help you, but it can also work against you. Because you have to do double the work. You do the work for yourself and the work for who they are. Now, you might question it, like, really, Madelphi, is it that much that we are doing as artists? I mean, most of it is coming from their marketing budget. Yeah, but think about it. Where does the money come from to have that marketing budget? So, those things are really, they really, 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 I want to say bug me. They move me. That's the way I like to think about it. Something is moved within me, which has actually really caused an energy shift in the things that I'm doing right now. I haven't been this illustrator for such a long time, and I haven't been on YouTube for such a long time. In the beginning, when I was on Instagram and started to put my work out there, it was just to see how people would react on it. And as it grew, and hopefully will still grow, your energy changes. Where I was like, well, I just want to put my work out there just to see how people are going to react. Now I'm like, well, I want people to not only react on it, not only give their comment on it, but really take the next step and buy it. So that takes a whole different new approach, and it takes a lot more effort, and it also takes a different perspective. So it's not anymore from the perspective that I'm just the artist putting out the work, but I'm now also the entrepreneur and also the marketing visionary. I don't have other word for it, but also having a marketing eye for it and saying, well, does it work? Does it speak to people? Do people look at it and be like, oh, that's great? And even taking a step further, it looks great, so I want to have it. That's the business side of it. Something that also needs to be taken into account. And I'm learning, and I'm tripping sometimes and I'm stumbling sometimes, but I get back up because I still remember myself. This is also a business. It's the business of art, and this a certain seed that has been planted in my mind and in my heart that I also have to take advantage of and also have to take into consideration. And I think that is the reason why I'm questioning all these selling platforms for artists. I think that's a simple way to say it. Selling platforms for artists to, show themselves. And because a lot of artists see those platforms as showcasing themselves and then getting the money. But it doesn't teach me yet how the business side of being an artist works. So now I'm getting into it and learning the knowledge. I'm looking at other people and getting the feel of it. I think if you're on a platform like that, that's what I'm questioning. Again, it's a question. It's not a rant, it's a question. Do you still feel that you're an entrepreneur, or are you just selling it out there and hoping that somebody will buy your work? I think it's just an important factor of being an artist, having that as well. So those things are really what I'm thinking about, and it doesn't make it any easier. It feels like I'm in a maze, Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland. So questions actually do for me. But what they do is that they have made me focus more on the websites that I have, the websites that I started up as an artist, and where I'm looking at, I'm like, and constantly questioning, is it going to appeal to people? Also being critical of myself and saying, well, I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm going this way, I'm going that way, but it's not effective, it's not efficient, and it's really stressing the heck out of me. So making a conscious and clear decision saying, this is the platform where I'm going to be, or these are the tools that I'm using to put myself forward, and this is what I'm going to focus on. When you focus on one central point or several central points, not more than the ones that you have on your hand, than the fingers on your hand, then you're still able to have a sense of calmness and a sense of balance. Well, that was my input to the diary. So I hope that you liked it. Maybe you have some questions, or maybe you have your own thought about it. I would love to hear that. Put it into the comment and I'll definitely react on it. You know where to find me. You can go to one of the social media platforms. You can definitely write me an email. Or again, you can subscribe to the video and just be always on up and up on the next video. So I hope to see you soon. For now, have a good day.